Hello everyone! I've decided that, you know what, this whole Saturday vlogging thing does not work for me. I know, I'm so sorry. There's so many vlogs that I have half made that I have just not finished and not posted. So I think from here on out, I'm just going to post things as they happen. I now have an intro made, so I'm just going to plug in an intro, plug in my videos, and then upload them so you guys can kind of see more day-to-day what's going on. Yeah. So today I had a fun day, so I want to share. I originally was supposed to go to my first school, or my second school, and my main school. But yesterday the second school called and said that they had some event, so I was supposed to go straight to my main school. And then my main school had something in the afternoon with the students, so I actually only had one class today, and it was kindergartners. And I swear, the kindergartners are my favorite students. I know I'm biased, but whatever. So the kindergartners today just made me so, they made me laugh so hard. So basically what happened was we're learning about clothing. So we're learning t-shirt, sweater, all this kind of stuff. And the one day, yesterday actually, when we first started learning these words, one of the students was like, "Teacher, what about panty?" Which means underwear in Korean. Because we have pants, but we don't, they're like, "Teacher, what about panty?" And I was like, okay, we'll put panty on there. So I taught them underwear. And then, so today we were going over all the words and we went all over them all, and then we decided to do some coloring. And you know, simple, like, messy bedroom coloring. You know, there's like a whole bunch of clothes spread out everywhere and you're just supposed to color it, and we repeat the words a few times and whatnot. And one of the students came up with the idea to be like, "Teacher, what about Dracula? What if Dracula comes out?" And he's like saying all this in Korean, but he's talking about Dracula, and he's so fascinated with everything Halloween. And so he's talking about Dracula coming out and whatnot. And my family's half Romanian, so, you know, my dad used to joke about, you know, us being, you know, vampires and whatnot. You know, we've had all these jokes, right? So I'm like, "Oh, well, you guys don't know, but Dracula comes from Transylvania, which is in Romania. And my dad's family is Romanian." And all the students were like, "What?" So I was like, "Oh yes, I know a lot about Dracula." So I taught them, you know, the like stories, you know, the stereotype of, oh, Dracula doesn't come out in the day because he hates the sun, because it hurts him, and oh, he doesn't like garlic. And then I was like, yeah, make sure you guys eat your garlic. Like all these different kind of fun things. Well then, two of the students or three of the students were still coloring, but the other ones were bored and sitting there, and you've got like, you know, 4 to 7-year-olds sitting around doing nothing. They're going to start, you know, doing things they're not supposed to do. So it's like, okay, well, I have a TV, I have my computer, I'll just show them where Transylvania is and where his castle is, or, you know, the touristy castle of, you know, so-called Dracula. And so I showed them and all this kind of stuff, and the students were asking, well, why are people in his house? And, you know, like, so I had to make up some excuse and whatnot. So I embellished quite a bit, but it was quite cute. And then one student, the one that originally brought up the topic of Dracula, was like, "Teacher, I want to see a picture of Dracula." And I was like, well, there's no pictures of him. And then the student was like, "Why not? There has to be pictures of him." I said, "No. Who is daring enough to go up to Dracula and say, 'Cheese'?" Like, you know, there's no pictures of Dracula. And I mean, some people would say, oh, he doesn't show up on film or whatnot. I was just like, are you really going to run up to Dracula and go, "Say cheese"? You know, most people would be terrified because they think he's going to eat them. And so I made all these jokes about it and whatnot. And so then the other kindergarten teacher that was with me in the class was telling him, "Okay, well, if you're not scared, you go to Transylvania, take a picture and come back." You know, and so then he was telling me, "Well, I've seen a picture of him." I said, "Did you see a picture, or did you see like a photo, or did you see a picture, like a drawing?" And I said, "There's a difference. People can create drawings, but the picture, you have to be present in front of him to take." So anyways, it was this big joke, and so we had this big fun about it. And then we were going one more time over all of our words, and another funny moment happened. The oldest in the class of kindergarten, he's 7 years old here, so 6 international age, and we're going through them all, and they all are doing really well. I mean, they still get hung up on shirt. They know t-shirt, but then I'm like, just drop the T, just say shirt. And they're all like, jacket. That's not even close. And so, anyway, so we're going through them all, and the last one, like I said, is underwear on this list. It's the, you know, panty or underwear. And they're all like, pant. And I'm like, no, we've already covered pants. That's not even correct in Korean. No. And then the one boy yells out, "Wonder Woman!" I died. I was like, sure, close enough. I said underwear. That's close enough. But the picture I drew on the board kind of looks like Wonder Woman's like bottom part of her costume. So I was like, well, I guess. Or like, it's got that shape of like, the traditional like headband kind of I don't know how to describe it, but like, that pointed kind of like this and then it's a bar across. And yes, I think it looks like panties, but I guess to him, Wonder Woman underwear, it sounded similar as well as the shape. It fits so perfectly, it just made me laugh. So I had a good giggle over that. And that was kind of my exciting things for the day. I have some packages when I get home, which is really exciting. I bought some shelves for my house so I can organize things better and not be such a mess. But they got delivered too early, and so they had a delivery fee. So I have the money, but unfortunately, they were supposed to come between 5 and 7, which is what they sent me a message, and they came too early. So now I have to go early back to my school where I live, like the school beside my house, because they got delivered there. And then I have to go pick up the shelves and take them up the stairs by myself, as well as the fact that I have to give somebody the money there at the school. So it's like, just a mess. So I'm like, okay, well, whatever, we'll do that. Yeah. That and recently driving. Driving has been fun. Now that the snow is out, drivers are a little more bad. That's awful English, but they're a little bit worse at driving than I've ever seen Korean drivers. Like, I will say one thing. I think Koreans are phenomenal at so many things, but I just see so many drivers that irritate the heck out of me. It's like, did you not learn anything? Like, coming from Canada, we all have to take lessons in school. In small town Saskatchewan, Canada, you have to take lessons. You have to go to classes for this. You read the rules, you learn the ways of the road, you learn everything, right? Even though I didn't learn about a roundabout right away, later on I read about it because, when I moved to Abbotsford and whatnot, there were roundabouts. So when I went to university, there were roundabouts, so I had to know what was to do. Well, when you enter a roundabout, you get the right of way, obviously. So if you're exiting a roundabout, you get the right of way to keep going. The roundabout keeps going. People join in at their own pace when it's safe. But Koreans don't seem to understand this. So they'll stop in the middle of the roundabout, causing a pileup of cars, while one person on the outside of the roundabout either tries to cut in front of them or just sits there because they know they're not supposed to go yet, and the other person's waiting for them to go, and it's like, you have the right of way. Like, it just blows my mind sometimes that people don't understand these simple rules. And so there's so many times where I'm like, that's illegal. What you're doing right now is illegal. So I'm like, okay, relax. But then you turn around and in the same second you watch a Korean park a car and you're like, you are phenomenal. Like, it's not about cars. It's just about, I don't know, there's certain people and certain parts of the road that they just don't understand. They just don't. Anyways, now that there's snow, there's not a lot. It was supposed to snow today, but it only snowed a little bit, and the sun's out, so most of it's kind of gone. But it's kind of been off and on snowing for the last 2 days, so I'm excited. The winter weather is here. It's very cold. My house was super cold this morning. I didn't want to get out of bed. But yeah, I'm looking forward. The winter season's coming, which means, all the different Christmas things and, all the different stuff. I'm waiting. I have a tree from one of the other foreign teachers, so I'm waiting to put that up. So that's kind of what's new. I have been going to swing dancing lessons every Saturday, which has been really fun. A little bit expensive because, I have to travel there and stay overnight and whatnot. It's a little bit expensive, but it's well worth it. I love it. I think they're wonderful people. I've learned new things. It's always helping me with my Korean because I have to listen to so many different voices and so many different people. Today I wanted to learn some more, like practice some more Korean. But I didn't get a chance, so it is a shame. But anyways, I really love my swing dancing. So, yeah, I am excited. I have 3 more Saturday classes, and then I don't have to worry about that interfering with my swing dancing, which is cool because I've been kind of getting there like right on time or like just after we started, and it's like super frustrating to be like running through the subway to try and catch trains and stress out. It's like, I just want to be able to be on time. But because of the past few weeks and the scheduling of my classes, it's just been like, so close, like this close every time. So anyways, I keep saying anyways. Eventually I'll get good at this, but yeah, overall, that's my life right now. I'm working on a lot of different things. I'm trying to improve myself daily. So there's a lot of stuff that I do or that I don't do or that I'm trying to do more of that I just, one of them is journaling and keeping track of things. I've had such a memory loss the last little bit. Like, I have to make tests for my academy classes. I haven't made that. I have to send stuff to friends and I've forgotten about that. And I have like dates that are coming up that I keep forgetting about. And I'm like, oh, gosh, why is my memory going? So next week when my students go to Jeju for 3 days, I think they're all gone to Jeju Island. And so and some of the other staff will be here with nothing to do. So I have lots of time to prep classes and get back on track with that and to do some, other stuff like practice Korean or, practice my violin, things that I've been kind of putting on the back burner because I've been just kind of running around trying to catch up and whatnot. But it'll be really good to finally get back on step with that. And it's 3 full days, which is great. I'm looking forward to planning and developing classes and whatnot in those 3 days. So yeah, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to that. You have no idea how much I actually enjoy desk warming because it gives me a chance to come up with new ideas and new innovations for my class. Looking forward to desk warming because it gives me time to not only think of these ideas, but to see how applicable they are, to see how functional they are, to see how well I can actually adapt them. Because there's been plans I've had that just fall flat because, they're not right for these students. They're not right for those students, Like the classes I have at my second school rely a lot on cards that are in the book, whereas my classes for the same age group here at my main school, we never use cards. We just don't because it's a different situation. I have 2 different classes put together in this in this main school. I have to teach grade 3 and 4 at the same time. They have like different textbooks and different subjects and like, vastly different concepts that they're trying to learn at the same time. So I have to mesh and bring them both together. And so for them, there's not enough cards to use or whatever. So each situation is very different. And so having that time to plot out like 7 or 8 different paths and see them to, fruition is kind of like, oh, I want that time so bad. And this winter is going to be a little different because my new co-teacher, the time I'm taking off and the time when the students are actually going to be here coincide. Like I will be taking off time later. And so I'll still be at the school when the students might be at the school. And so my current co-teacher is like, oh, well, you could do different lessons with them. Like you could teach them this or teach them this. And so I actually might have classes during the holidays, which is interesting. And so I don't know how much desk warming I'll actually be doing this year. So these days when they're in Jeju-do or when they go skiing, which they go on a Thursday and a Friday, so I have neither schools, my main school or my secondary school. So I'll have this time, which I'm super excited for, to just sit and just work on stuff, so I'm looking for catch-up time. This is a really long video, and I think I've officially told you everything that's coming up / everything that I've had in the past couple of weeks, minus, a lot of details, and something current and fun for today. I think this is going to be our system from now on. I'm sorry, I'm still really new at vlogging. And if I don't do it this way, I fear that I will never, ever be able to get you a video because I'll just never think it's good enough, never think it's perfect. I'll be always trying to fidget with it or fix it. So we're going to be candid. We're going to be absolute. And you're going to see my world. And right now I'm in my classroom, finishing up my day. And so that's what you get to see is classroom and hear about school stuff. So congratulations. Anyways, I hope you all the best. Many blessings, guys, and we'll see you guys next video, which is whenever. Bye.